I was listening to this divorce lawyer the other day, and he was saying, you know, to this day, and this is always something that bothers me as a woman, that no matter what, like today with women being in positions of power in every single, you know, industry, still the most power a woman can have is her looks. Doesn't matter what else she's done, right?
But is that true? The lady who created Spanx? I mean, she owns Spanx.
Well, she has money. But the most powerful thing you can have, and he was explaining it, that he is a divorce lawyer, has had clients who are billionaires, who are people who have, you know, invented things, made tons of money, have spent their life inventing certain things that we won't go into, certain companies that are very powerful. They marry a woman who's beautiful. Maybe they're married for 6-7 years. They get a divorce. The woman gets half of everything that man owns. He did it. He married her. He didn't get a prenup. He married her because she was beautiful, and now she gets half of everything he ever made, of what he's been working on his whole life. And he's now 55 years old, and he's giving to this 30-year-old half of his entire, and he goes, this happens over and over and over, and it's because female beauty is the most powerful commodity there is. It's more than inventing SpaceX. I'm just quoting this, and I thought, first I got really pissed. And then but it's been sticking in my head because it's, it's like, yeah, it's true. And I mean, it also depends on how you define yourself, because if you're really, as you get older and it's an inside job and you're, you know what I mean, no matter, you can be beautiful, doesn't mean you're happy, you can have power, but if you don't have it from the inside, that beauty doesn't mean anything to you. It might mean something to the person who's giving you all his money, but that person isn't happy. Like, it doesn't make the person happy. It gives them power that, you know, because beauty fades, as we all know, and then you age, and it's not a lasting thing. What's lasting is what's inside. So it's a cruel joke. It's kind of like a drug, because it always goes back to drugs. Like, that beauty is like that first hit you get off of the drug that makes you feel so powerful, but it's never going to last.
Yeah, I mean, well, Martha Stewart is still beautiful.
Oh.
She is. I think women are going to age less and less now. That's a whole other pot. But
I don't know. You really think? I don't know. I don't think that's ever going to happen. The Fountain of Youth and all these things.
It's happening. That's a whole Aubrey de Grey. Look into him. It's fascinating. It's all about the cell mitochondria. But that's
no, I've read about that, and I know Elon Musk's mother has a pill.
She looks amazing.
That you can buy. It's like $300 for a 1 month supply. So, you know, it's like, but until I actually see it,
yes,
I don't think they're going to crack that code.
Well, the code is that you can be a beautiful. Oh, fuck, man! What the fuck did you just say in my brain? You said, I think I'm trying to work on a joke where women have to do more than just their. It depends on when I'm angry at women. I'm not angry at women today, but. I have moods, but it's like you can't just rely on your looks anymore because everyone can be pretty.
That reminds me.
And it's like, you better develop a fucking personality, how?
That reminds me of the best Twilight Zone episode. You know, the one where
with the pig faces?
Not the pig face, which is, of course, the other second. But have you seen the one that's less well known, when you turn 18, you have to have plastic surgery to become a 1, a 2, or a 3. And a 1 is absolutely gorgeous, a 2 is absolutely gorgeous, and a 3 is absolutely gorgeous. And they all have slightly different faces. And you get to pick which one, and that's it. And everyone in the world is a 1, 2, and 3, which means that they all look the same. So real beauty is the ugly girl. And the ugly girl turns 18, and they pull her into the hospital, and they're like, pick 1, 2, or 3. And she's like, no, I want to keep my face. My face is what makes me unique. I don't want to be a 1, 2, or 3 perfect face, because they're all the same. And then in the end, you know, she loses out. And I thought, that's what you just made me think of.
Wow, that's a Twilight Zone?
Mm-hmm. Or maybe I made it up. I don't know.
I think it is.
I should take credit for it.
Wow. That's such an advanced...
Because that's where we're going.
Yes.
You're 1, 2, or 3.
Wow. To this point where they use this term mid. Of like, if someone is like mid. That's a whole other thing. I have one question. I have to let you go because I swear, I hope I didn't hurt my neck.
Oh.
No, it's not you. I'm also crazy. Okay. You're incredible. You have to come back 5 times. In our movie, we worked with Stormy Daniels. That's a whole other conversation. We've had so many. Who was very sweet, very funny,
very ambitious. She was, isn't very ambitious. Remember we did that?
We did the screening. I just remember when we went to Bob's Big Boy, me and her.
Oh,
and I think someone else.
I wasn't invited, but I'm very curious. After that screening, and we did the panel, and she was so. I thought, wow, she's so ambitious. Like she really. I wasn't surprised with the.
Really?
The whole Trump thing. I don't know if it really happened. I wouldn't be surprised if it did. I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't. She is so ambitious, and. You know,
she's funny.
She's funny and she's smart.
She also, you know.
What'd you talk about at Bob's Big Boy? I'm so curious.
I forget. She told me. I'm not gonna. We went to Bob's Big Boy. We had some screening. It was me, her, maybe Marcus. I forget, but we were in there. And she told me there was an actor that she wanted to fuck, and I'm like sitting there eating the chili, and I'm like. But it was like 5 of us.
Was it Krista too?
I think Krista was there. Maybe because Krista was there. Hopefully that was the reason. But she's really funny. She didn't seem damaged. I have an argument with Dr. Drew. He love him. All porn is damaged. I said 5%. He said no, 5% doesn't exist of health.
He's right. He's right. I agree with him.
But I've not found her damaged, but I don't know her that well. But you're right. You know it better than I do. And he's a psychologist. So he knows it better than I do. But, you know, I know a lot of porn stars because of our business, because they intermingle. So, but anyway, that's a whole other pod. This is a woman, okay? And then we have to go. I did something in your movie that I never thought I would do.
Oh.
And how did that happen?
So, oh God, let's see if I even remember how it happened. It was
I can tell you how it happened. You were like, you want this part? I'm kidding.
No. Well, Jamie did full frontal.
Yes.
And it was, wow. First of all, wow.
Oh, no, stop it.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. You could be this character.
Stop it.
Whole other story. But what it was is your willingness to do whatever was best for the movie. It came out of left field, which is why it was so funny, and no one was expecting it, and especially Stormy. So you had a little scene with Stormy. You walk over to her and you drop your drawers. You just take all your pants down. You're like, Stormy, what do you think?
Here's what it is that it was a movie about porn with actors that signed it away. My first nudity waiver I ever signed was on Boogie Nights, which I ended up not doing. It's a long story. It was a small part. I would have loved to have been in it. It was crazy, but I have the nudity waiver to this day. So I'm pretty sure I signed nudity waivers on yours. Yeah. And then the porn stars were like, they were like, what's a nudity waiver? They were so cool, so chill. And everybody was beyond.
What's a nudity waiver?
Yeah. Everyone was beyond professional, where my girlfriend at the time was in the movie and like got me in the movie, and she's like, all the sex scenes were going to be with her.
That's
and
right.
So she
Krista.
she basically wanted to do porn in the goddamn movie. Then when I had another girlfriend after the movie came out, and I went to the premiere with her, and she got me. There's so many stories I could tell.
That was intense.
Okay, we'll tell. That's another pod. Oh my God, that's right.
That I remember like yesterday.
Ooh, okay, so okay, thank you for. And but I was like, I'm not having sex, but long story boring. Peanut. I did it because Ewan McGregor in Train Spotting somehow did full frontal, but it wasn't really. It was just a glance. And at that time in Hollywood, I was like, I'm never going to do it. Let people know. Let them envision it in their mind. But, I think Ewan did it, and I always thought he was an amazing actor. And there was like a couple people at the time doing it. And it was just like, it was just an...
There's a bunch of people did it.
Yeah, and it was an accentuation of like the scene, and part of my own ego, you know, and she was all about it. She was like, yeah, do it. You know what I mean? You should do it. And because I take it out of a thing. And, you know, I was with a professional in real world. So I thought.
Well, the scene was you ask her, what do you think of it?
Yeah. And so you were like, do you want to show it? It was a longer convo. And she gave it, you know, not a terrible rating. So I thought that will serve me for the next 15 years if I get a good rating. So I took a risk. And it just happened to be on film.
And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And it's so fast. It was so quick.
I don't know if it's beautiful, and I appreciate the kind words, but I will say there was a male editor the whole movie, and he told me, he was like, good. He gave me thumbs up because that scene, you're doing good.
Well, the other thing was also we always see the women. So it was like, let's even the, you know.
That's one of the conversations we had. You were like, yo, there's always women, you know, that's your character.
Right.
But you were like, if you want to do it, you don't have to do it. Yeah. So, but again, me and her are cool. And we can go over the lines with each other because we're cool with each other.
Yeah.
But, you know, because once you and I are in the same thing as it's a sandbox. Everything that happens in the sandbox stays in the sandbox.
Yep.
And we are cool. But people don't understand that world now.
I know. Well, there's always overcorrection, as you said. It's just an overcorrection for everything that was wrong and horrible.
Yes.
And then people go the other way.
Yes.
So.
Listen, you're incredible. I can do 10 podcasts with you. I'm honored that you sat down with me. I'm honored that this is your first podcast.
I'm honored. My first time was my best. I don't know if I'm going to be able to recapture the magic, but no, Jamie, I meant what I said before.
You're too sweet.
No, you're the dream. Like, you're just a real person who's insanely talented and is just a great guy. And you're so fucking funny. I mean, that night at the Pineapple Hill, oh my God, people were on the floor. That was one of the greatest. That was one of the best. What you do to me is like, if there's anything, if I could have that talent to make people laugh, to be so smart, and I mean, your jokes were so smart. You tapped into what was going on with COVID and all the craziness in such a great way, and you gave so much to the crowd. The crowd needed it. They needed it. It was like comedy is medicine, and it was so wonderful to be there. And I was so proud. I was so proud to have worked with you. I was so proud to be your friend. It was, I think you're amazing. Thank you for having me here.
Oh, that means the world coming from you, and I think you're amazing. And hopefully we'll do this again.
Okay.
And we can do it off camera, too.
Okay.
Where we don't have to
worry about saying the wrong thing.
I love you.
Go
you. Find Julie. Do you want your plug your socials? No.
I love you. No, I do. I mean it. That night you were just, oh my God.